Yep, there we go. There we go. Let's pause that for a split second. Lower the volume, actually. Lower for a little bit, man. We just had the 2026 Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns run the Men's Royal Rumble. We're going to do the whole recap of that. All these R's is tripping me out already. Um, AJ Styles, he's retired from WWE, so they say. And then we had Drew McIntyre keeping the title, retaining the title against the Saudi favorite, Sami Zayn. I'm gonna say this right now. It felt a little bit too predictable. There were no real crazy surprises. There wasn't anything that we really didn't expect. The biggest surprise, maybe for the women, was Brie Bella, Tiffany Stratton. Either or, you could swip swap which one you want to say is the surprise. And one thing about it that really bothered me about that one in particular was Nikki is a heel. The way Brie came out, she was a face. And now I'm confused. They teaming, obviously they sisters. They teaming up, and I'm just thinking, how they gonna go about this moving forward? Like, are they just gonna change Brie over to being a heel to match Nikki, make another tag team because that seems to be the thing. Everybody's making tag teams and things like that. So I'm really curious how they go about this with that because they need to clean that shit up. Clean that shit up for sure. Let's see what else. I'm glad Tiffany Stratton got eliminated. Super glad. The big thing though is gonna be who Liv Morgan's gonna face at WrestleMania for the title, which title she chooses to go for. I assume Stephanie Flair. And she eliminated Raquel Rodriguez. They need to break up the Judgment Day because they tried to tease Finn Balor turning face, which after the end of Raw on Monday, we'll see if that happens. I highly doubt it. But now Raquel Rodriguez might be the one to turn face. But they need to break up the Judgment Day. Like it's over with. It's cooked. Lash Legend, she was cooking out there, just tossing bitches left and right, tossing them out of the ring. I was like, okay, that's what's up. I knew she wasn't gonna win, but I like the idea that they made sure she was a force. It wasn't just say a Nia Jax or a Rhea Ripley. She was one of them to watch out for, like they did with the men with Obafemi, the recent NXT call ups. I like that. It showed who was in the pecking order where when they had Rhea Ripley eliminated, though. I can't act like I ain't see that shit. I'll tell you that. Charlotte Flair, she ended up eliminating Alexa Bliss. I feel like they're gonna tease, or they've been teasing them possibly breaking up as a tag team. Somebody's probably gonna turn heel, and somebody might end up being a WrestleMania ordeal where they face each other. Who knows? Because they like to milk some of these storylines a little bit too long. Kyrie Sane eliminated Oscar. That seemed to be a theme. Tag team partners eliminating the other person. There was some really bad botches too. Yeah, Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. Their little sequence was atrocious. It was horrible, even down to Becky Lynch's horrible fake punches and shit. I'm just like, please eliminate her. Just get her on out the way. I cannot stand Becky Lynch. Charlotte Flair usually ain't that bad, but this shit was. I don't know how many. It was not even just her and Becky Lynch. I was like, this kind of sloppy. Like I expected better from say a Charlotte Flair. So you couldn't agree more. This band, the Judgment Day. Say Triple H lied again. I don't believe nothing Triple H say whenever it's a new era. I don't believe none of that shit. Remember, he said how the Netflix era was supposed to be this big deal, and the first one felt more like a PLE. I'll give him that, but that was because all the eyeballs was on him. There was what 4 or 5 million people, however many people tuned in to watch this episode before the ratings slowly and rapidly. I can't even say slowly, but rapidly declined afterwards. And then it was just status quo. What's good? Big Pontiac Triple OG in the building. But yeah, it's been safe booking, even down to who they had winning the Royal Rumble. Someone older for the men. They could have went with somebody younger. They went with somebody older, Roman Reigns, which I'm not too mad about. But at the same time, if you want him in the title picture, there's other ways you could have did it. You didn't need him to win, say, the Royal Rumble to get him in a title picture. Obviously, it's for WrestleMania, but still, redundant booking, it never gets old. Exactly. It's like wrestlers get stuck in this vortex of just going against these same certain people like Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. We've seen this numerous times already. And here we are seeing it again. We know why Sami Zayn got this match because Saudi Arabia, he's super over. One of the most over ones they have on the roster in Saudi Arabia. What's good, Blue Power Tech? What's up with you? LA Knight, he needed the win. This is, you know who the LA Knight really is. Like, if he was a football team, he really is kind of the Buffalo Bills. Like, he's always there, but he's never the guy. He's never getting the money in the bank. He's never getting the heavyweight championship. It's always somebody else passing him over. Even when he was the United States champion both times, at some point they messed up his booking, especially the second time. That was just pointless. Like why even have him drop it to Shinsuke in the first place, first time around? But the second reign was just pointless as hell. And yeah, after this, it's like it really even after Unreal, you knew he was never gonna be the guy. Unless something changes in the next year and a half, which I highly doubt. Cause you can tell he be fed up when he walk out now. He don't even have that same energy and enthusiasm he'd have. He give to the crowd, I guess, the same way he used to. Versus now, he just come out looking mad as hell. Look like a team that know they about to lose Super Bowl. Except one someone new who hasn't won it. I had a feeling he was gonna win because they kept advertising Roman Reigns on SmackDown and Raw, but we weren't seeing him. It was just that or WWE 2K26, the video game clips with Roman Reigns. So I was like, yeah. The hater Drew strikes again. Thanks for eliminating Cody. I'm so glad he did that. I was like, I really don't want Cody to win. Because that'd be so annoying to put him right back in the title picture. Because we need a break from that. And Drew McIntyre should have been champion months ago. Yeah, Braun winning the men's, Bianca Belair winning the women's. I don't know how long it's going to be for Bianca. I know the injury was more serious than what they initially had thought. So I know that's why it's been so long since she's came back to wrestle. Who do I think is the masked man? Seth Rollins or Adam Pierce? Possibly. Hey, that'd be a good little storyline right there to develop. If it was Adam Pierce, I feel like it's Seth. I don't think they really have the shock factor to really make it somebody you wouldn't expect. Because I really can't think of anybody who else it could have been. Oh wait, no. Unless tossing that out there, Chris Jericho. Since they've been hinting at this man coming back for so long. Unless that's who it is, but knowing them is probably gonna be Seth Rollins. Said the masked man was Finn. Interesting. Interesting. I'm curious how that goes. If it is Finn. What's good, Baker? What's up with you? If it's Finn, that's interesting though. Because he wasn't in the Royal Rumble. That kind of makes sense now that I think about it. He wanted to be in the Royal Rumble. Adam Pearce told him no. His retaliation, take out one of the main targets. And you think about the fact that Braun is aligned in that CM Punk storyline too. You might be onto something with that one. You might be onto something. All right, finishing up with the women. Nia Jax teamed up with Candice LeRae for a second. They used to be a tag team at that little moment. Obviously, Royal Rumble, they have their moments where they like to go back through past relationships and things between different wrestlers. Or shit, even if they had history in NXT, that seemed to be a theme too. Jordan Grace, she eliminated a few people, making a name for herself, as well as Natty. I'm glad she didn't team up fully with Becky Lynch. So that's a grown woman right there. Yeah, that's a force right there. And it's cool that they got her paired with Nia Jax and all that, but at some point, I want to see Lash against Jade Cargill. We probably won't get that now because they're both heels. But when one of them turn face, I need to see that match. Everybody getting humiliation rituals from that bum Gunther. I can't stand how the way they pushing him as the legend killer because it's not believable. They already killed his character, or should I say, ended his character after he had that weak ass tap out to Jay Uso of all people with his own move. Like you still getting you tapped out chance. Now in Saudi they were chanting asshole and all this other stuff. Talking about shut the fuck up, this, that, and the third. But when he wrestling over in America, he really don't get a pop like that. Sure, he'll get the boo the first time they show him, but during his match when he does moves, the crowd be dead as hell. But they gonna keep trying to push this man as the top heel, as the new legend killer. But I'm like, really? Because they might push it to the point that he'll eliminate Brock Lesnar, and that shit ain't even believable. That really ain't believable, even if Brock is 50 something years old. So there was a whole lot of empty seats there. Um, I don't know about that as far as empty seats. I know that those things that they have like on those poles were like lights that go with the Titantron or whatever. But I don't think there were that many empty seats from what I recall. SmackDown, I know at times it looked like that, but I think it was maybe they were sitting down or something. Because it shouldn't have been like that in Saudi Arabia. Because that's the whole point. They know they got a lot of money, even though they crowd be dead as hell. There's a whole lot. Oh, you already read that, so you couldn't watch the show. I'm glad they didn't debut that Saudi dude they just signed. Because I was afraid that if they sign him, they gonna enter him. They signed him. They announced that they signed him right before the Royal Rumble. I thought, oh shit, they gonna try to hurry up and push him out there like they did Hobbs or Royce Keys, should I say? They gonna hurry up and push him out there and probably make him look like a force like they did a Obafemi or something like that. I'm glad they didn't, but I feel like they're gonna do that around WrestleMania next year when it's back in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, AJ Styles talked about he retired. Already building Gunther as the next legend killer. John Cena, AJ Styles, Goldberg, all Hall of Famers. He's retired. AJ, he passed out. He didn't tap out. Interesting choice there. I can say that's a little bit more decent than what they did with John Cena. Having John Cena do that little weak ass tap out like that. But I just don't like Gunther. I don't like him. Like he'd be a good mid card heel or someone that okay, he's kind of a force for the upper card, but as the top heel, no. Just no. Do I think AJ Styles really gone or just for a little while? I mean, what is he pushing 50? I think he done. I've heard people say he might go to TNA. I don't really think so. I would like to see it, but I don't think so. Because TNA got that partnership with WWE where TNA wrestlers show up on say NXT, sometimes occasionally on like SmackDown. I don't think really ever on Raw. It would kind of defeat the purpose of the whole match and the stakes they put on this match if it was, you this is your career, you lose and you come back the next week on TNA or a couple weeks later on TNA, then it takes away from what you were trying to do with Gunther as building up as this big bad heel. Because now it's like, oh, he just on TNA still wrestling. Like that match at Royal Rumble that they hyped up didn't mean shit. So I think he done. I think they let him go out on his own terms. Especially with that old text message they had with that Shinsuke had mentioned. Royal Rumble was gonna be his last match. I'm trying to think who else I would have wanted to see a match with this last time around. Because AJ Styles, I know there's a lot of people that when they go against him, maybe except for CM Punk on Monday Night Raw for the championship, it usually turned out to be a pretty good match. That's one of the few people you can get a good ass match out of AJ Styles. Whoever you put him up against, typically you get a good ass match. I still can't get over the one he had with John Cena at was that Crown Jewel. WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre beat Sami Zayn. Thankfully, I don't need to see him in another this is my chance. I'm gonna finally win the World Heavyweight Championship or the undisputed WWE. Nah, fuck all that. Sami Zayn, no, no, we tired of this bullshit underdog story. No, take your ass to the back of the line with Cody. I don't need to see Sami Zayn dad by built ass and no any more heavyweight championship matches whatsoever. This spot that he keeps getting should go to someone like say a LA Knight, for example, who should really get this spot instead of Sami Zayn. Tired of that shit. The match it dragged on anyway. This is the one match I ain't gonna say the one match, but this match right here was the one I really did not enjoy. Even though I like seeing Drew win and beat in the way he beat the hell out of Sammy. But I was just like, bro, they dragged this match on. It should not have been a long match. Sami Zayn somehow kicked out of 3 Future Shock DDTs back to back to back. Then there's the 2 Claymores. When Drew could have pinned him with the one, but he hit the second one, kind of send a message. And the main storyline for this one was Sami Zayn's back. Whenever he jumped out the ring and the way he landed, that was the whole thing was the back. So Drew McIntyre kept attacking his back. Anyway, I'm glad he lost. So glad, but I was kind of scared they was going. Oh shit, they might put him over because it's in Saudi Arabia and WWE. They sold to the Saudis like a motherfucker. So shit, they might do it, but they didn't. And they smart for doing that because Sami Zayn is not and has never been that guy ever. In the men's, Roman won the Royal Rumble. Obviously, Tribal Chief OTC 1 is what they call him now. Obafemi was cooking, just like how Lash was doing in the female Royal Rumble. Braun, was eliminated first. Oba would later be eliminated by Brock Lesnar. And I wanted to see them interact a little bit more. They teased a couple times, Brock and Oba, that they finna throw hands and all this shit. Brock got the best of him the first couple times. Oba got his get back here and there. But at the end, Brock got the better of him. That's one of the times I wouldn't say I needed Oba to eliminate Brock, but you could have made him look a little bit better. I mean, shit. They about the same size. Oba's half his age. Half the man age. I know who that is, but he finna retire too. Brock finna retire soon anyway. So might as well put Oba over Brock. Because assuming Triple H does not fuck this up. So why do they have who? Are you trying to say Oba? OMF? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. But anyway, yeah, I wish they had it. I would have preferred him win, really. Obafemi would have been a good choice, good way to debut him. Show he's really a force that he started first, survived 30 other 29, other Royal Rumble contestants, toss them all out, win. Heavyweight match at WrestleMania against whomever. Did not happen. It's cool. It's cool. We'll see where this goes on SmackDown. Royce Keys, he looked like a force for a little bit. I think he eliminated Damian Priest. I don't think they really have any real big plans for Royce. I really don't think so. Who knows? They might just fuck around and stick him on a tag team with another black wrestler. And at most he get like a tag team belt. That they don't hold that fucking long. Like shit, what happened to the Street Profits? They've been gone since what, November? Javon Evans, he was in there for roughly around 41, 42 minutes. I was about but Trick Williams didn't last that long, man. Cody Rhodes eliminated him. I like how he came in there with the white, the white fur jacket. He came in there, hit a couple moves in the jacket before he took the jacket off. That is somebody that is a bona fide superstar on their roster. That is the one out of all Obafemi, Javon Evans, Trick Williams. Who else is young that they got a lot of high praise for? Braun Breaker, Perez, Roxanne Perez. You could go down the list. I'll say Trick Williams, the one that Triple H really should not fuck up his booking. Because he slick kind of give me that Dwayne Johnson, Hollywood Rock kind of vibe. And then Javon, he's exciting to watch, all the high flying shit. And Obafemi could be, say, your Bobby Lashley. Yeah, 2 El Grande Americanos show up. Please end this fucking gimmick. This shit has gone on way too long. This has gone on for like a year. In this goddamn gimmick. Let Ludwig Kaiser be Ludwig Kaiser again instead of this stupid shit. Who else? That Tyler Bate, the other one of the Americanos. Turn him back into Tyler Bate. Butch, whatever his name is, Pete Dunne. Turn him back. Actually, I don't care what they do with him. And Chad Gable, for the love of God, turn him back to Chad Gable. That shit had gone on way too long. Like I get first like probably month or so doing this storyline, but damn, we a year in. LA Knight obviously continued his feud with the Vision, got eliminated. Again, that's gonna be the thing. He just gonna be eliminated. He gonna get championship matches and fuck around and lose. I hate to admit it. It is what it is. Braun Breaker, we'll see how that storyline develops after he got jumped. And how Paul Heyman entered for one, he entered with Braun Breaker, but he also entered with Brock Lesnar. So I'm curious how that whole storyline and dynamic gonna go, especially if it turns out to be Seth Rollins who stopped out Braun. Jey Uso got on my goddamn nerves, running it back almost 2.5 times, really. 2.5, 3 times. I'm glad Roman hit him the third time. But why? In the middle of the Royal Rumble, for one, you come out in the crowd. This is the one time you really should just run your ass down the ramp. But nah, this nigga want to come down the crowd and shit the longest way possible. By the time he got to the actual mat and shit, it's time for somebody else to come in the ring. And it's like, what are we doing? I think somebody got eliminated around this time too. They were still doing the yeet bullshit. So it's like, what the fuck are we doing? And I saw one of them Saudis, I don't know who it was, try to grab Jay when he was making his way to hop over. And he was like, man, get the fuck off me. I was like, I'm thinking, ain't no telling how many people tried that shit on his way all the way from the top all the way down to do that. But yeah, that yeet shit was obnoxious. We ain't need that. Jacob Fatu, he continued his feud with Cody Rhodes. We'll see how that goes. Because you still got to remember, Roman Reigns still got to get his get back from War Games. Because him and Cody still got their feud too. They got to do their part 3 at some point. Who knows? This might be a triple threat because you remember Roman Reigns eliminated Jacob Fatu. Obviously, Drew McIntyre helped eliminate Cody. I hope this is not an excuse to somehow throw Cody back in the championship picture. But this will probably come back around full circle at some point because they like long-term storytelling. Remaining Vision contestants, the last one was Logan Paul, and the final 4 was him, Orton, Roman Reigns, Gunther. Orton did his thing like usual, hitting the double old school DDTs, pounding on the mat, hitting niggas with the RKO. Never gets old. Hit Javon Evans. He eliminated him, which I found interesting because they had a match on NXT last year. I think during the summer, whenever it might have been their first show on CW, and it was in St. Louis. But I found that interesting. I was like, huh, they got good chemistry, and I know why. Obviously, Roman eliminated Gunther for the win. And the fact he was even in there, I was like, if he retires AJ and he fucked around and won the Royal Rumble, oh man, I've been mad as hell. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, make it make sense. They'll leave you in 2020. Nigga, leave that shit in 2014. What you talking about? The Trick came in the Rumble with a pimp coat. Yeah, he that guy. Him, Rey Mysterio, he need to retire. Just point blank period, he need to retire. Like, it gets to a point, it's not the same. It ain't the same watching Rey now as it is when I was younger. I was Logan Paul in the final 4 of the Rumble. Biggest reason, too, is the fact that he's a household name, him and his brother. And then the deal they have a Prime, too, where you see the big-ass rack of Prime bottles of that nasty-ass Prime shit. Sometimes you see Prime on the ring. That's why. And they know he can go viral. And they care more about viral moments than telling stories and shit anymore. And Logan Paul can go viral for things unrelated to wrestling as well as things in wrestling, or you could just pluck him and throw him on a talk show, the Tonight Show, him and Jelly Roll and shit for SummerSlam. That's why. That's why if you notice, he been in the main event picture for a while now, and it didn't take him long to get there. I mean, it's Logan Paul. So they gonna treat LA Knight like they did Kevin Owens against the Bloodline, where the Vision gonna interfere in all his matches and cost. That's the shit that gets annoying though, is the fact they keep doing this interrupted matches shit. Like last night on SmackDown, 8-man tag team match. Shit was dope. Shit was cool. But now we gotta have Drew McIntyre interfere in this match and make it a DQ. Like, why? Why? We don't need that. Why? Why does every match that where the shit be good? I'm like, damn, that's a good ass match. As soon as you think that, you know somebody finna come in there and it's gonna be a DQ. It's like, just let somebody lose clean. I mean, damn, especially an 8-man. Like, I get that you want to protect the Vision, make them look strong and shit, but I mean, hell, they was going against Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, and Sami Zayn. Like, come on. Now you got to take a chance at some point. You can't just always do this 50-50 booking and keep shit safe all the time. TKO WWE is way too boring and safe and predict. Exactly. And that's why I like AEW more, for the simple fact that, one, on paper, they call them pay-per-view still. On a pay-per-view, you get more than just, say, 4 matches. I understand this is the Royal Rumble. A little bit different. You got 30 contestants, men and women. You don't need a whole bunch of matches. You shouldn't. But on your standard PLE for WWE, you get what, 5 matches? 4 or 5 matches? AEW, you get at least 10 matches. And there's no commercial breaks. That's the best part about it. And they're not all these super predictable finishes to the match, or not every match is gonna end in a DQ or somebody interfering, or if they do interfere, somebody's still gonna win because whatever the match is set up to be. And if they keep this up, it's gonna be the same shit again, and they just gonna have to keep going over to Saudi Arabia more and more for money, because people in America are gonna stop, or they have kind of stopped paying to go to these SmackDown events, because it's the same matchups. Mostly people talking and shit, cut promos. Like, nigga, go in there and wrestle. This the whole point. There's a fucking ring. Get your ass in there and wrestle. Stop talking about how you respect this person and how you don't like this person, what you gonna do to him. Fuck that. Take your ass in the ring with said person and have a fucking match and do that. How about that? TKO WWE's way overpriced. Hell yeah. That shit is mad expensive. I don't know how much the tickets were in Saudi Arabia, but I can imagine they're probably pricey as hell for Royal Rumble. I saw somewhere on Reddit, someone was saying they went to the SmackDown in Saudi Arabia. They said they tickets were $13. I don't know how true that is. That don't sound like a TKO price at all. Unless they said we gonna hook up the Saudis, Americans, that's gonna be $1,300. So I don't blame anybody who doesn't want to go to a WWE event now, like a live one, shall I say? You better off save your money watching that shit at home. Yeah, I remember that. It was after last year's WrestleMania. They mentioned, I think somebody had said they had spent. I think it was the one they were talking about, like the 40K VIP shit, where you get to sit up front, like the first couple rows near the ramp. You get to meet different wrestlers afterwards. And the people who spent this money said the experience they got wasn't nothing like they WWE had advertised, and they really wanted their money back. And I'm thinking, $40,000. There's nothing related to wrestling I can think of that I would spend $40,000 to, say, meet a wrestler, meet a bunch of wrestlers. Nah, even to be that close to WrestleMania, that'd be cool and all, but nah, not $40,000, and not the product it is now. Hell no. If this was, say, the first time, even then I wouldn't pay 40K. But it would be more justifiable if it was, say, Cena and Rock the first time years ago. Not this shit now. 'Cause I feel like they don't even really have enough bona fide like superstars like they did back then. Like, the only ones I would say these people are bona fide superstars that the average person who don't necessarily watch wrestling is familiar with now. You got CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Brock, all old guys, mind you. I don't want to say LA Knight. Maybe Damian Priest. That's a stretch. Cody Rhodes, like these Drew McIntyre, all these people in their 40s or late 30s, if that. So this gonna be a good time to build up somebody else as the next young up and coming person, because it seems like Braun Breaker is the only person they've really tried doing that with. And even then, somehow a 50-year-old CM Punk could beat him, which makes no goddamn sense. A 50-year-old CM Punk who gets gassed when he runs halfway down the ramp. Oh, my bad, not even run. That nigga be jogging and he be winded. Thinking like, what the fuck are we doing? And then the SmackDown tag team division, that shit weak as fuck, non-existent as hell. Who you got? Fraxium, Braxium, whatever the fuck they call them. The MFTs, the Wyatt Six, which they need to end that shit. We don't know where the Street Profits are. Champa, he's not with Gargano anymore. That man's at AEW. Like, what are we doing? They really just need one pair of tag team belts. The stadium looked really empty. The dumbest thing was Jay coming through a crowd with a bunch of grown men, not children. Grown men touching all up on him. Honestly, the Saudi crowd is just so bad because they be racist, sexist, obviously sexist, racist, sexist, and it's the fact they do shit like that too. Which, I mean, there's American crowds that do that too, where they touch the wrestlers and stuff if they come through the crowd or whenever they go up the ramp. But they be OD with it. They be OD, and in fact, they don't really have a lot of energy as a crowd and stuff, unless it's say your Sami Zayn or a select few wrestlers. Other than that, they be dead as shit. SmackDown last night, dead as hell. You just see the crowd talking about how live it is. You look at them, they just standing there like this. Like, what are we talking about? And the women's wrestlers having to wear the onesies, I call them. That shit. Some of them just look goofy as hell. I think LA Knight will ever win the title. I don't think so. He should have won that shit years ago. I don't think so. Maybe one day the IWC will put so much pressure on WWE like they did with the R-Truth shit that, you know, he might have to, appease just to shut the fans up and shit. And even if that was the case, they gonna yank that motherfucker off. He gonna lose to Samoan or some shit. Take all that running back shit. Run your ass to the trainer for some new moves. No, he just need to run on a treadmill because that man, that's the thing. He be gassed when he get to the ring just after doing the whole stupid yeet shit the first time. I'm gonna say again, the first time when he back up at the top near the tunnel, coming through and all that shit at the seats and all that, doing that shit, he be gassed right there. And then he get in the ring, and then he stand on the top ropes, and then he do the yeet, and then he get down, and then he gotta say this dumbass shit, this stupid bullshit, and then he yeets some more, and now he gassed as fuck. The first spear looked like he damn near jogging and shit. He got to just barely bend over. He can't really do a proper spear. And you know when the damn super kick coming because you could telegraph that shit from a mile away. Oh shit, here he goes standing in the corner near the turnbuckle. Oh, this dude over here, his back turn. Gee, he gonna turn around slow. Gee, I wonder what the fuck gonna happen. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Like, it was alright with the little underdog story they did last with the Rumble. But that WrestleMania match with Gunther of all people, holy shit, that was atrocious. That was atrocious. Super atrocious. I could deal with that shit. His brother better than him, to be honest. Cause he not gonna do all this dumbass yeet shit by himself. They only do that shit when it's him and Jay. Exactly, ain't nothing but an entrance. He ain't nothing but an entrance, super kicks, and the A horrible spear. A horrible spear. That's what makes it worse. There are so many other people that do the spear, but he's probably the worst at it. Roman's decent. You can tell that nigga played football. Jay played football, but you can't tell from his spear. Jimmy, eh. But yeah, Jay, I can't. If it was just him coming out and it was through the ramp, normally most of the time, I wouldn't mind it too much because there's not as far of a distance to get to the ring to do this shit. But this E shit. I'm glad they kept him as a tag team because that solo run wasn't it. That solo run damn sure wasn't it. And then ain't no telling how long it's gonna be before Jimmy get back. Cause you know he dealing with Naomi being pregnant and all that shit. And I heard they got some. I think she posted they had some complications. I think, but they fine or something. They're discussing the WrestleMania next year in Saudi as well. Definitely would not be watching worst crowd ever. I'm gonna say this: they might fuck around and drag John Cena out of retirement because what the Saudis want, they get. John Cena said that was his last match against Gunther. You might see John Cena at WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. You might just see it. I want to say Crown Jewel that one time it was Taker, Kane, Triple H, and Shawn all well past their prime. Like Shawn Michaels was bald. This is how old they were at this point. Shawn Michaels had no hair. The two niggas who was known for having hair ain't have no hair. I think that was Saudi Arabia. Cause Shawn Michaels, as you know, lost to Taker at WrestleMania 26 for his career. But somehow he came back for this. And that match was atrocious too. Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, damn, they got four niggas in here. That's what's up. Okay. Okay. And then I saw Cody Rhodes and I was like, ah shit. Here come the bullshit. Man with the American shit on with the blonde hair. Ah shit. The QB1, the golden boy. May love all the old wrestlers. We might get Batista. Batista lost all that weight, man. He off the gear. It ain't gonna be the same. He probably can't even do a Batista bomb no more. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a John Cena Rock rematch. Knowing them. Actually, I don't know. Rock on the board, so he probably fuck around and get out of that shit. But yeah, that's dope though. Seeing some black wrestlers get some shine. It'd be nice seeing win, but it's cool just see what they do with this young crop of talent. Javon Evans is the one that's been getting hold the most. Because a lot of his segments, him announcing the Royal Rumble, him signing his contract, was during commercial breaks on Raw. So he the one getting screwed over the most. I still remember his main roster debut on SmackDown. It was him and I think it was Ray Phoenix. I forgot who they went against. But I do remember specifically Javon Evans was the one who took the tag. Or took the pin, excuse me. Hell, it might have been against Ray Phoenix and somebody else. I think it might have been Andrade or something. When they had their little short tag team. I just remember he lost. In the men's Royal Rumble, they didn't really have no surprises. Besides, I guess the hooded person jumping Braun. No Chris Jericho. Yeah, they ain't have no surprises. And they've been teasing this Chris Jericho shit for a minute. Adam Pearce mentioned that when they was in New York like 2-3 weeks ago. That might have been a month ago, actually. Talking about some break the walls down, Y2J, hinting all that. Nothing. Crickets. But he need to retire. That man 50. Man, actually older than 50. He can take his old ass on somewhere. And I really can't look at him the same after seeing that dark match movie. I can't look at Chris Jericho the same. Like I know they all be down with that shit allegedly. But man, that movie something else. That shit was something else. That is a Gory ass movie. It's not like a scary movie. It was actually pretty good, but that movie's something. They want to rock Steve Austin. They gonna throw the bag at Steve Austin and a lot of beer. Throw the bag and some beer at Steve Austin. You know, Roman's gonna win because he's gone too long, and he got to make his like 15th return too. Actually, my bad. This is first for the year. He probably due for 9 more returns, so he gonna probably disappear, come back again for elimination. Or no, he gonna be on Raw or SmackDown, whichever brand they choose to have him on. He gonna be on that, probably disappear, come back around Elimination Chamber, be there for Mania. We ain't gonna see this nigga for another 3 months, assuming he don't win. His guy ain't there no more. John Cena not there anymore. But that is funny that green shirt guy wasn't there. We saw Mr. Iguana. He was there too. I'm like, why? Why they put so much hype into Mr. Iguana during the Mexican shit when they had the worlds collide and they act like they had these big plans for him. I think he was at WrestleMania last year, if I recall. Nothing, unless I don't follow AAA wrestling like that. Nothing, nothing. He just a Santino gimmick. Roman Common Cole Reigns. He always comes back. It's always when somebody getting jumped too. That's the funniest shit. Every time in the last year, somebody was getting jumped, and then he finally show up. And either it ends with him on top or him getting speared or getting his shoes snatched. And the funniest part about it is he ain't the only one who does this. Randy Orton's kind of guilty of this too. Shit, Cody Rhodes has done this before too. No, no, damn, there's a list. Jay Uso has done this too. And it's really annoying when a wrestler who has an ally that's getting jumped like badly, like it's a 3-1, 4-1, and then this motherfucker who's supposed to save him comes out there. They do their whole thing for the entrance. Cody will let the fireworks go off, or Jay will do the yeet thing for a second. It's like a Roman, he'll do this, and then he'll aura farm for a little bit, then walk slowly before he decides to jog there. It's like, nigga, get to the ring. Or just don't do the entrance at all and do what you used to do when they had people coming out the crowd or from under the ring. Do that. If she was going to run, you remember her saying you tired of coming in second on Raw or SmackDown. I don't even remember that. Or was that Monday? Trying to remember. Oh yeah, I don't think I remember that. Well, it made sense. She was gone for a little minute before she came back after the injury. Because I want to see how they was gonna do with the Judgment Day storyline. If it was gonna be Liv going at Roxanne Perez, but nah, it seems like it's Raquel Rodriguez because she was getting more of a push. If you notice, in the past, it usually was Liv Morgan was the one getting the push, Roxanne Perez, then Raquel Rodriguez. Now it's been Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez kind of there. Liv Morgan now, Liv Morgan back where she was. Apparently, he signed. He just hasn't showed up yet. So at some point, we're gonna see Chris Jericho. If they smart, they should do it sooner rather than later. The last chance they really got is Elimination Chamber. If you really want to set this up for WrestleMania, because anything after that is gonna come off half-ass, and they probably gonna throw the shit together. It's gonna be super last minute, like the Drew Damian Priest shit. It was super. It felt super rushed, even though they got history. It felt super rushed. It was Monday night. Okay. Paul Heyman's like the neighborhood 304 jumping to the next man. He walked out with iron. Then Braun, he ain't loyal. That's right, man. He left. Let's see. He was at one point with Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. CM Punk's they supposedly best friends. Seth Rollins. after he double crossed both of them in Mania. Then he jumped from them to Braun Breaker, and then he jumped from Braun Breaker to, you kind of say at one point Austin Theory was a Paul Heyman guy too, and then he go back to Brock Lesnar, somebody he's already managed and shit before. Seth Rollins screwed Braun. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Somebody mentioned it could have been Finn Balor. It would be really interesting if it was Finn, because it would open the door for different storylines that unfortunately I think that Triple H and their creative team would not even dare do because they lack creativity. If it is Seth, that's the boring, predictable choice. And they probably set up Braun versus Seth the Mania. Eh. Unless it does something where it pits, say, the Vision against each other. They got to pick a side, who's who, or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just curious what they're going to do on Monday Night Raw because I'm finna slide on up out of here. I like the fact that as long as this show was, Royal Rumble started with 2, ended about 5-ish, about like 3 hours. I like that. I like that it ended earlier in the day. But yeah, I'm finna slide up out of here. At some point, I'm gonna be live. I don't know about this weekend, but definitely next week because Super Bowl is coming up next week. The Pick'em Show next Thursday. Things like that. Last comment said it was Dirty Dom. I don't know. I saw a beard. That's all I know is I saw like a thick, dark beard right here. That could have been Finn. That could have been Seth. I can't think of anybody else who got a thick, dark beard with that build. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. I doubt it was him, but Kevin Owens. That definitely wasn't his build. That was not Kevin Owens, but the nigga had a beard. That's all I know. Thick, dark beard. But anyway, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Stay warm too, cause snowing. Stay shicey up. We out.